Oh, good. It looks like you're finally waking up. Then we can finally begin, can't we? Are you trying to escape? Who do you think I am? No, you see, those chains were made especially for you. You're not going anywhere. Well, would you look who it is? The big, bad wolf. You're not looking very big and bad to me. Not anymore. You know who I am, right? That's right. Little Red. That's what you used to call me. The little girl with the red riding hood that used to walk through the forest on the way to her grandmother's. Well, I'm not so little anymore, am I? And you're looking much less big and bad now that I've got you all chained up there. Do you like those chains? They're quite lovely. They've got just such a nice sparkle to them, don't you think? Do you want to know why? That's right. They're made of silver. Just for you. I had them specially made, you see. I've got a few other little surprises up my sleeves. A few other things I've got just for you. Like all of these herbs and things around. Did you notice what those were? Well, it's a rather uncommon plant. It's not very easy to find, but it's quite curious. You see, it's called aconite, although most people around here know it more as monk's hood, or, as it's most commonly known, wolf's bane. That's right. You see, I've been planning this day for a very long time. A very long time. You see, ever since we had our little encounter in your forest, I've been talking to people. Turns out I'm not the only person that you enticed, that you convinced to walk off the path. You've gotten around, Wolf, haven't you? You're starting to understand, aren't you? I can see that panic in your eyes. Those eyes that fooled me when I was so young. They look so deep, so inviting, intelligent, even mysterious maybe, until someone actually does walk off the path. And then they change, don't they? Well, this time you won't be enticing me with lovely little flowers or the promise of discovery or adventure. This time I'm going to be in charge. You see, it's been quite a few years since our previous encounter. And I've learned quite a lot of things since then. Like I said, first I learned that I'm not your only victim. And then I also learned that one of your victims is another girl from my village. And her grandmother happens to be very powerful. She's quite well versed in, some very specific arts. Let's just say that. So her grandmother and I have been working together for a while to figure out how to take care of you. That's right. No, I said I had a few other things for you. Let me show you, shall I? Okay. These. I got these specially made. You want to guess what these tips are made of? That's right. Silver. Just for you. They're quite lovely too, aren't they? The way that they catch the light. Of course, all it would take was just a little prick from one of these, and you'd be all but done for, wouldn't you? Oh, I've also got these. This is one of my favourites. These little claws. Lovely, aren't they? The pretty filigree of those. Quite dainty looking. Although, I assure you, they are quite strong. And again, you wouldn't want to get scratched by these claws. The same way that you've scratched and hurt so many villagers in our town. You've plagued this whole mountain for so many years. Maybe it's not just you. Maybe there's multiple wolves out there. Been toying with the possibility of that too. Well, no matter. If I found you, I can find them too. And I will. I assure you. Someone needs to take care of the big, bad wolf. I figured it might as well be me. That look on your face. You know, I have to admit that's quite delicious. That look of fear, of helplessness even. Those same emotions that you made me feel. The terror of not knowing what was going to happen. Well, I said I was going to take care of you. But I'm not going to kill you. No. See, I thought long and hard about what I should do to you once I finally catch you. If I killed you, wouldn't that really just make me just as bad as you? I suppose it could lock you up for the rest of your life. But something tells me that may be a fate worse than death for an animal like you. So then the question began, what do I do with you once I find you? Well, that old woman, that other girl's grandmother and I, we've become quite good friends. She's taught me a few different skills. One of which in particular, I think you will find very interesting. You might leave here a whole new wolf. Wait there. Not like you really have a choice. Just a moment. Here we are. It's lovely, isn't it? This is a pendulum. A 6-sided pendulum. With 7 different, very powerful stones made into one lovely little cone there. Quite pretty, if you ask me. And this pendulum, it's quite useful in the art of hypnosis. You see, there's as I was facing the dilemma of what to do to you, really, the problem is not necessarily that you're strong. Strength can be good, can be used to help people if you use it correctly. It's not the problem that you're fierce, because being fierce can help you protect people. No, the problem is that you don't use your strength and your fierceness to help other people, do you? All you think about is your desires. You don't care what you do to other people. So, we're going to try a new little skill that I've learned. We're going to try some hypnosis. Now, I suppose you could try to resist. I am not really in a rush. I can be here as long as I need to. And you, I'm not going anywhere, little wolf. But something tells me that you may find this actually quite diverting. So, you're going to sit here. You're going to listen to me. You're going to watch my pendulum. Or perhaps we'll have to think of other ways to keep you focused. I wouldn't want to have to use those awful claws. As pretty as they are, I don't really want to get blood on them. Yeah, you understand. Right. Besides, it's quite lovely. It's quite pretty to look at, isn't it? Quite pretty. As it swings back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Are you watching? You seem quite transfixed and thought you might be. You are going to listen to me. Everything that I'm about to say, you are going to take to heart. You are going to think about it. And you are going to change. You have been a very big, bad wolf. And you know that. You have hurt countless people in this village and other villages all along this mountain. You have made people live in fear, and even the paths that are protected with magic. You have learned how to entice people off of those paths, to do what you wish. But all of that is going to end here. After this night, you will no longer torment the people of these villages anymore. You will realize that what you have done for so long is wrong. It's not just about survival. If it was about survival, that would be one thing. But you enjoy the power. You enjoy taking advantage of people. You enjoy the terror, the reign of darkness that you have placed upon these people. And that is wrong. You see that now. And even more importantly, you care now. You realize that everything that you've done to hurt other people was really just you trying to fill something inside of you. But it never worked, did it? No. So, after tonight, you will no longer try to entice poor innocent people off of the path. You will no longer harm people who have done nothing to you. You will no longer harm anyone. You will hunt as a wolf hunts. For survival, for food. That's just the way of things. But you will leave the people of this mountain alone. No longer will you force yourself and your desires on other people. No longer will you scare and tempt and lie and hurt to get what you want. No longer will the big bad wolf make people fear you. No longer. No longer will the big bad wolf make people fear them. Now, of course, we have a healthy fear or respect for the forest. And we know that when we travel, we should stay on the path. But no longer will you tempt people to go off of them. No longer will you hurt people. No longer will you try to trick those around you into doing what you want. No longer will these people of this mountain have to fear you. No longer will you take from people what doesn't belong to them. No longer will people quake in fear every full moon, because that's when you're the most powerful. No longer will you reign in terror. You are going to do what you must for survival, but nothing more. And humans are off the menu. Humans are no longer your prey. Catching, enticing, tricking humans no longer brings you any satisfaction. Because all of these things that you do are really just a cry for help. Are really just you trying to fill a void inside of you. But it's not something that can be filled just by domineering over people. That's not how it works. You realize that now. And you will listen to me. You will stop harming the people of this mountain. You will leave the villages and the settlements and the paths alone. You will stop the lies, the trickery, the deceit. You are no longer the big bad wolf. You're just a wolf. A wolf who is strong, who is fierce, who deserves to be respected, but who can use that fierceness for good instead. There's nothing wrong with being strong. There's nothing wrong with being fierce. It's how you use it that becomes wrong or right. You will use your strength to protect the people of this mountain instead. You will become almost like a spirit guardian. And if there are other people who mean to harm us, or other corrupted creatures, you will fend them off. And you will win. Because you are big and strong and fierce. And over time, the people will forgive you. It doesn't right any of the wrongs that you did, but they'll see that you've changed. And maybe, just maybe, some of them will learn to accept you as a guardian. Maybe someday, instead of telling the children tales of terror, they'll speak of you with awe and reverence, saying, "Don't worry, darling. The wolf will protect us." And maybe, just maybe, that feeling of being wanted, of having a purpose, of helping people, maybe, just maybe, that will start to fill that void inside of you. Your life will have meaning again, not just to hurt people, but to help people instead. You will listen to these words. You will take them to heart. And you will change. It's quite a lovely pendulum, isn't it? Quite lovely. How are you feeling? Just out of curiosity. Really? Well, I suppose my intention wasn't exactly to make you sad, but to make you aware, I guess, of what you've done. It's quite a lot. Just turning a blind eye, just making excuses. Well, it doesn't really cut it. But now, with your new realizations, maybe you can try to right some of the wrongs. Or at least not hurt anyone else. Good. Good. Now, before I just let you go, I would like to practice one more skill that my new friend has taught me. You see, this one is less about influencing your mind and more about your energy. All of those new thoughts that I've implanted into your mind, they have brought up all sorts of negative energy that doesn't serve you anymore, darling. So, before you leave, I'm just going to pluck some of that away. We'll just pluck it off of you and get rid of it. Just pluck it away. Just pluck. 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 Just pluck it away. Pluck it away. All of that negativity. All of the rage. The hate. The loneliness that may have caused you to do some of this. The pain that you've caused other people. Pluck. We're just going to pluck. Pluck it away. Just pluck it away. Pluck it away. Just pluck. 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 Pluck away the bad. Pluck. 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 There. Pluck. Now we're getting there. Pluck, pluck, pluck. Just getting rid, pluck, of all of that bad. All of those ugly parts of ourselves, pluck, that we don't like. All of those things that might cause harm to other people. Pluck. The prejudices. Pluck. The thinking that we're better than other people. Pluck. A lack of compassion. Pluck. Or empathy. To get rid of all of it. Pluck. Whatever is blocking your pluck, 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 ability to see other people with love, to see them pluck as people who are worthy pluck, of good. not resisting me at all, are you? Pluck. You must have really taken what I said. Pluck. To heart. Good. Pluck. 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 Like I said, there's nothing wrong, Pluck, with being strong. It's not something to be, Pluck, avoided. Because strength can be used for good things too. Pluck. You're going to learn that now. Pluck. As we get rid of all of this bad. Now you have the room, the space to grow and be good. Maybe someday they'll call you the big good wolf. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue the same way. Maybe just the good wolf. I'm not sure. We'll think about it. If you have any ideas for a new name, Pluck, I'll help spread it around. But first, you're going to have to start doing good things. Being a protector. Doing what you must to survive. But not going too far. Respecting the way of life, the cycles of nature. Not using it to your advantage to harm other people. Pluck. 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 There, I think we're almost finished with all of that nasty, bad. Looking much better now. I'm just going to sort of brush away the last little wisps. Just sort of brush it away. Brush it away. There. Brush. There we are. Excellent. Well, your energy is looking so much better. You know, when you were first in here, it wasn't just bad per se that I saw. It was chaos. Almost sort of a listlessness. Like you just didn't really know how to be good. But now you do, don't you? Well, I am going to do one more thing. I'm going to help you get some sleep. And once you are good and asleep, then I, along with some help that I have, we will take you back to the forest. Put you back where we found you. And you can begin anew. I think that you will. I really do. I really do think that you will. Not just because of my little new skills that I've learned, but also because if you don't, and I do have to track you down again, then the results may not be as favourable for you. Like I said, I have lots of things that I had made specially just for you. Do you like my dagger? I like my dagger. My little claws here. You don't like these either? But I like them. I like them quite don't want to have to use them. So, I only will if you don't start anew. But like I said, I don't think that's really going to be a problem. Right? Good. I don't want to hear any more stories about the big bad wolf after today. No more terror. It's time to be good. Yes? Good. Then I don't think we'll need these, do you? No, I didn't think so. Not for now, anyway. Although I do find it a bit comforting that you at least know that I have them. Although, like I said, I don't want to have to use them. Alright. I think that we're starting a new leaf here. I do. I think that you and I have a much better understanding of one another than we did all those years ago when I was a child. And all it took to make me stray from the path was the promise of some pretty flowers. I'm all grown up now. I understand you. And you understand me now too, right? Good, good. Well then, I think it's time for you to get some sleep. This was a gift from that friend. That very skilled, kind old woman who wants nothing more than to see her granddaughter able to sleep again at night. So I'm just going to take my finger here and just place it over your eyelids. So if you could just close your eyes, please. Good, good, good. This will encourage those eyelids to close. Don't worry, they'll open again when I'm ready for them to. Works quickly, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, it certainly does. It's time to sleep, Wolf. Time to sleep. And when you wake up, you'll be a new wolf, won't you? Yes, you will. You're looking very sleepy now. It shouldn't be long before you're fully asleep. Don't worry, you'll have other peaceful dreams with this. Hopefully, the next time we see each other, it will be under much more pleasant circumstances. But for now, it's time to sleep. To sleep. To sleep. To sleep. Sleep. Sleep.